What's up, everybody? Good evening, good motherfucking evening. Today is February 12th, 2026, and you are tuned in to another great, fantastic episode of Rockafella's Radio. First, I want to say that I do apologize. Y'all know I like to be transparent, and, I'm very apologetic at times. That's just Aquarius in me. We've been, I ain't gonna say slacking, it's just been a lot of shit going on that I've been taking care of. Good things, big things. Very big things. No, I'm not going to start. I'm going to start with Donald Trump. But also, I'm currently live on X, Facebook, and IG. I'll place the link on X if y'all want to join and be part of the discussion. You can do so. Click the link and it'll let us know that you want to be part of the show. Also, unfortunately, Mr. Dexter Lord is not going to be able to join me today. He had a long day, and I was like, all right, hey, look, it's cool, man. Just go ahead and, get yourself some rest. I got this. I got somebody that's going to, fill in for you, and we'll get things going with the show. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my special guest co-host for the evening. He goes by the name of Mr. Dre Dre. What's up?
What's up, everybody?
Now, any other time Mr. Dre's on here, he comes in as a guest every once in a while, but we're here, so I'm just like, you know what? Why don't you just come on and be on the show with me? Because there's not any. I had times, especially if y'all listen to like some of my older episodes, where I've rocked this motherfucker by myself. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? And it worked out. But the good thing about when you have multiple people on an episode, you're able to discuss certain things a little bit deeper and hear other people's perspective on a particular topic, or, you get your regular little banter back and forth. Once again, I want to say what's up and shout out to everybody that's joining in and tuning in on Instagram. And make sure if you missed any of the previous episodes, you can check it out on Spotify. You can check it out on Apple Podcasts. You can also check it out on YouTube. All right. So be sure to do that. Without further ado, what is the topic? I know some of y'all are wondering that we're going to be discussing today. Today's topic, season 6, episode 2 is, what you think it's about, Dre? Without knowing, did you? Did I tell you? I think I did tell you.
I think you told.
I think I told you.
I think you told.
I think I told you. Can past relationships ruin new ones? Don't bring old BS to new possibilities. Don't bring old BS. Don't bring OBS. Don't bring OBS to no hard. You ever catch yourself comparing your new partner to an ex, getting triggered by small things that remind you of old hurts, or building walls? Last time it ended badly, because that's what a lot of people say when they're talking about their past relationships, when they're talking to the new one. Past relationships just don't end. They can quietly sabotage fresh starts if we let them. And it's only if you let them. But in today's episode, we're going to dive into why emotional baggage follows us and how it shows up in the new love, and practical ways to leave the old bullshit behind so you can actually embrace the new possibilities. All right. So we're going to work this out. We're going to do this. We might be able to touch on some personal experiences. Those of you that are tuning in, feel free, to join into the chat. Like I said, the link, if you follow me on X, you go to my page, the link to be part of the audience, like not the audience, but a guest to be able to talk. You can do that. You can click on that link and it'll let me know that you want to be in. But just all I ask, if you do decide to participate, when you do it, is to be on the show and talk, not to just sit and stare like a fucking weirdo. I'm just playing. It's not for you just to sit and stare to be seen. You actually need to be engaging and be part of the conversation if you're going to be a guest. If you're not, you just want to sit and listen to it, continue doing what you're doing. You're doing it right now the way you're doing it. We're going to explore the psychological reality that past romantic experiences shape up, how we show up in the new ones, sometimes sometimes helpfully, lessons learned, but often harmfully, unresolved pain, trust issues, repetition of patterns, drawn from relationship psychology concepts like repetition compulsion, subconsciously recreating old dynamics to fix them, transference, retroactive jealousy, and emotional baggage. We're going to discuss whether past relationships can truly ruin the new ones and how to stop carrying yesterday's drama into tomorrow's potential. I'm telling y'all, it happens. I've been guilty of that a little bit, but I practice on trying not to let that. You know how sometimes they say you think before you speak. That's what I try to do. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna jump into it. Like I said, if you want to be part of it, you got to go to the link on my page. So yes, past relationships can and often do impact new ones. So the emotional scars from betrayal, abandonment, toxicity carry over as protective mechanisms, leading to hypervigilance, insecurity, or projecting old fears onto a new partner. Research shows that people tend to recreate similar patterns, even choose partners with comparable traits and personalities to past ones, influenced by how the former relationship shaped the sense of self. So I think that's like sometimes a mistake, because when you're going out or you tend to run into somebody, you tend to have this, you haven't cleared your mind of what you've already gone through. Because I think some people have that, and we see this a lot on social media, because you'll see one, especially X, you'll see one video or one post where somebody was with somebody, and then maybe a month, 2-3 months later, they break up with that person. People tend to put their business out there for the world to see because they want and crave that attention, right? And then less than a month after they done probably dick down somebody or gulp down another piece, now they're in fucking love and they got a whole nother relationship and they haven't settled, you know what I'm saying, the issues in that previous relationship. I don't know what it is. A lot of people get into relationships starting with their dick or their ass before actually trying to get to know the person. You know what I'm saying? Or, you'll meet somebody and y'all have sex and then you think, oh, this is the one. You know what I'm saying? But you did the same thing with the last person. You fucked him or he fucked you and you fell in love. You were dickmatized or you were bussymatized, however you word it.
It's like it hits different, because it's like we've all done it before, like starting something new, then felt excited, then bam, old ex energy.
Because you start to, I think we tend to visualize what, because I'm a what if person, you know what I'm saying? But I try not to exude that on the outside and show that people can see like, oh, well, that bad habit of comparison, what you've been through. You look at the relationship that you've been through, but at the same time, you try to learn from it. Like, okay, this is what I've been through in this past relationship. The goal is to not allow this same thing to happen to me in the new one. But I think that's just a mistake that some of us make, that we don't do it. No matter how hard, that person tries, they still end up dragging the drama into the relationship. What do you think about if someone asks you, you're getting to know somebody, and this the question, because I've been done that. What happened between you and your ex? Why are you not with them? Did you answer that question? They ask you what is it? What was the reason why are you not in a relationship? I've got to ask them, why are you single? You know what I'm saying? And then it goes into, I'm talking to Dre, and he's doing something else. It's first time being a co-host, he don't understand.
I'm just taking note.
So when you get asked that question or you present it, how do you deal with it? What do you say if a person asks you, so what happened in your last relationship? This person has interest in you.
Just tell them we grew apart.
Is that the truth though?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Do you think that what caused that individual to? Because see, with me, that would probably trigger more questions.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to ask that question, because sometimes I don't want to fucking know. Well, I don't care. Long as you don't.
I feel like for you to ask that question, me knowing you, I feel like for you to ask that question, it would have to be something that triggered you, like something that a past. Maybe an ex did
that would make them want to ask a question.
The new person done did that would make you ask that question, like, what the hell wrong with you?
Well, what if it's just they're getting to know you. They want to take that relationship to the next level, right?
So that they don't fuck up.
Well, maybe they don't want you to fuck up.
Okay.
Well, it could work. You hit it. It could be. It could
both
be either way. Yeah. Maybe they don't want to fuck up. But see, even then, they shouldn't even be in that mindset to fuck up, because if they're showing interest in you, I mean, I really believe that our goal when we step into a situation, and saying situation is not saying it's a bad thing. A situation is something that you're doing, you know, with another person. That's a situation, not a bad, you know, unless you make it bad. But I guess the way to approach it is just, again, it takes getting to know the person.
To you short and light.
What's
nature just ran its course.
What's with the past relationship? Nature.
We weren't on the same page anymore
at all. But long as when you're telling them, you're being transparent with them, because I think a lot of people they fear that. A lot of people don't like. They say they're good with communication, but they really fucking suck at it.
Facts.
Because it's not easy.
Or don't understand transparency.
A lot of people don't understand.
You can't see through me for real.
Well,
but if I'm being transparent, then
transparency, the way to apply that from my experience is being upfront and being clear about your true intentions. Like, you want to be with this person. You know, I'm not a perfect individual. I've had my fair share of fuck ups, but I've learned from those fuck ups. So that way I don't carry that bullshit, you know what I'm saying, into someone else. Like, because a lot of people look at it like, you know, I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to deal, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with the drama, you know. And people got to understand, when you get with somebody, 9.5 times out of 10, they've been in a relationship before they get with you. They've already been with somebody. It's a possibility that it was a great relationship and they just broke up because they had to go separate ways. It's a possibility that it was a very toxic, violent, physical relationship that which caused them to, you know, not be. Maybe they lost the person, you know, in passing. So you got to kind of think about that kind of shit when when you jumping into a situationship.
Okay, so let me ask you. If your new person triggers the same fight you had with your ex, it's not deja vu.
You saying before?
Baggage on a field trip. How you feel about that?
You saying before I get to know them?
Like the new person.
Say it again?
They done triggered you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if your new person triggers the same fight you had with your ex, do you feel like it would be like deja vu?
Well, no. They're going to get a fair warning. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you a fair warning. Be like, okay, look, we're not gonna do this. Okay, we can talk this out, you know. But with this, what you doing right now, I don't do that, because a lot of times I try to give, again, transparency in the beginning. Like, I don't sit and go through a whole list of things, you know, of what I don't like, or because you're still going to learn as you go. You're not going to be able to hash out every single fucking thing at the beginning of a relationship. But when those triggers arise, you need to be able to tackle it and be like, hold on, okay, let's get an understanding. For me, I don't like people cussing at me. Mm-hmm. If you're upset, we can talk. Don't raise your voice, because I'm not raising mine. Don't cuss at me when you're talking to me, because I don't need all that anger, negativity. Let's talk to each other. If you start doing all that, moving around and clapping your hands, I'm going to pause. Okay, let you be to yourself for a minute, motherfuckers. You're doing too much.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Now, the thing that we know that for me, I can't say for everybody else, is that if you start talking like violent, or you want to put your hands on me, that's the quick way to get your ass put out the door. Because I'm not fighting. Not that I'm not worried about being able to whoop your ass. I'll whoop your ass. I know whoop your ass, you know, but it's just. That's too much. I ain't trying to do all that. I don't want to be in a position where I have to put my hands on my partner. I've never want to be in that position. I'm not gonna say I've never been in that position, because I have, unfortunately. But it wasn't, you know, I didn't do anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like, motherfucker, if you lost your mind, put your hands on me. You know what I'm saying?
I do the yoke him up a little bit.
Yeah, I yoked his ass up.
Grab that piece of chest meat.
I dragged his ass down the steps. I dragged him down the steps and put his ass out.
What I don't like about, like, bad past relationships is it like for my last relationship, it really fucked up my trust issues, if that makes sense.
Check this out. Common signs your past, and I'm gonna let you finish it. Common signs your past is interfering is constant comparisons, overreacting to minor issues, difficulty trusting, or self-sabotaging behaviors. People do that. Y'all do that. Y'all put yourselves, you could be starting something good, but you do it to yourself because of what you dealt with in your previous relationship, right? You take the issues that you didn't deal with before you decide to go and fuck with somebody else.
Exactly.
You didn't handle your business in-house. You know what I'm saying? Be like, let me get rock together before I go and try to get with a motherfucker. Because I'm feeling a little twitchy right now. I don't want to pop off on a motherfucker. Because you could jump right into something with somebody and they could do that trigger. One thing that you have not had the opportunity chance to deal with and be like, bitch, who you talking to? It's like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
That's my favorite statement.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Because they gonna look at you like you're crazy.
That is my favorite question.
You're gonna look at you like you're crazy.
So if an ex cheated or sent behaviors as red flags leading to unnecessary conflict or self-sabotage.
I mean, yeah. I mean, those are things. That's part of it. You setting yourself up.
Facts.
You can't, because that's the first thing that we tend to do, right? We tend to point the finger at the other person when shit's not going the way that we want to. We try to find a way to blame the other individual when it has nothing to do with them. They said that research shows that people tend to recreate similar patterns or even choose partners or something. Sorry, scratch that. Said that already. Repetition, compulsion, unresolved trauma, closure issues make us replay old scenarios. That's what I was talking about before.
I love that.
Is that you don't handle what you had before. I'm going to say it again. Repetition, compulsion, and unresolved trauma or closure issues make us replay old scenarios. So when you go to somebody, because if somebody come to me and we broke up and they say, I need closure. Okay, let's talk. What do you need? What do you need closure with? Because maybe you didn't understand why we broke up. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe you could be their key, right? To be able for them to move forward in whatever they're trying to venture. Because I remember telling an ex that, like, I said, I hope you don't go and do what you did to me to somebody else. Because that would be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? The cheating and just the disrespectfulness. I said, I hope that you learn from this, because it wasn't me that did it. It was you.
Karma always turn that around, and they end up having to deal with what they dished to us.
I don't know if you heard, but Aquariuses, we are karma.
I love Aquarius. Listen,
we are motherfucking karma.
I love Aquarius, but at the same time, it's like you got to be careful with them.
You do. Yeah.
I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm going to talk my shit sometimes.
Heard. Heard.
But with past relationships, I have minds and bullet points to say trust issues, projection, emotional unavailability, or defensiveness.
So do you think going into, based on your own personal experience, whenever the time comes where you felt that you wanted to be in a relationship, do you feel that you still need time to get your thoughts? Like, do you feel that Dre is in that mindset?
No, Dre need to heal.
But see, people can't admit to that, right? People can't, and just from being around you, right? I've already seen, like, okay, he's not like most people that once you jump out of one, you jumping into the next. Like, I ain't got time. Like,
I might fuck a couple people, but
they ain't the relationship.
It'd be them trying to cuff me at that point, because it's like you giving boyfriend dick. Sorry,
right? I can't help that.
I can't help you.
It's good.
Used to.
That's what it is.
I cook, clean, and fuck you.
I need you to turn your I need you to turn your feelings off when you get in the bed. You know, you're not doing that. Or you can be transparent. Like, this is just fuck. Fall in love, because we're not doing
That's
this.
very hard.
Who?
I put on my
shit.
I'm putting on my A game.
No, I didn't say don't put on. Don't. I didn't say don't. Look, let me tell y'all. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying don't get out there if you hooking up and linking with somebody. Don't do your thing. Do your thing. But you still have to be honest and transparent with people, because you do have people, and I've experienced this in the industry, and I've had conversations with the models beforehand, because I'll sit up and I'll see a conversation taking place. This is why they wonder why I don't, be like, oh, well, let me get their number so I can get to know them. Fuck no. Absolutely not.
And see, that's
get to know them for what? This is not your fucking friend.
A lot of people feel like because we are industry, like we're in the industry, the adult industry, that we could fuck with no feelings. I've even been told that, like, you
can.
I've been cussed out before. Like,
you can fuck with no feelings.
Me, when we have sex, it felt meaningless. Like you didn't give a fuck about.
Why did you care? Why?
I'm sorry, I popped your cherry.
Well, how? Well, the thing is,
if you're listening, I'm sorry, I popped your cherry. That ain't my fault.
This is where the confusion come in, and the conversation needs to take place. Is like, why are you so concerned as to why if I'm fucking you with feelings or not?
And see what,
like, I'm fucking you with feelings and
projection.
Sensation.
You react to your new partner as if they're your ex.
Well, it's now switching it, jumping back and forth between a jump off versus a person that you're interested in. So which one are we talking about?
Listen,
are we talking about somebody that you have interest in, or are we talking about somebody you just fucking?
They could be somebody of interest that just got the dick by accident.
But
or maybe on purpose.
There's no such thing as an accident.
Yeah, it is.
You didn't fall in the dick fell in his ass.
Fell on it.
I think that if you are sitting up, right, and you have to be careful if you're being intimate with somebody before you get the chance to actually know them, and then you have, and this makes it complicated. You fuck them before. Then you later decide that you want to possibly be with them. So they could look at it as like, okay, are you doing this? Are you doing this because the ass was good? Now there's no urgency because you had it already.
I'm back because you called me.
You what?
You wanted the second round.
So, but are you gonna be clear with them and let them know what it is and what it's not?
Okay, hold on. Before then, what happens
that's why
that first what happens if that first interaction with you and that other individual, y'all fuck like multiple times within that day, or let's say they called you over for a little nightcap, you spent the night type shit, and you end up hitting it that time, y'all fell asleep, you hit it again in the morning, then you go about your business, and they call you back, they done caught failure. I'm used to that, but that's not what I'd be looking for, if that makes sense.
So I think it goes back to what I was saying before. As adults, if we don't want that type of thing, you have to be upfront and honest. And like you said, you talking about it's hard. It ain't fucking hard to me, because, and sometimes you can get a vibe, right? If you feeling a person, you can feel them sexual, like, I really, really like fucking you. You got some amazing booty. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to look at it from a Sagittarius.
No, I'm gonna look at it from an individual perspective, outside of zodiacs, just as a person to another person.
I'm really because not gay no more once I nut. So sometimes it's like.
But see, that's then you're not dealing with relationships. Then that's Dre got something else going on.
Sometimes it's the other person that catches feelings though.
But sometimes. But then that y'all not even talking about relationships at that point. Y'all just fucking each other. Y'all talking about just feelings of lust. That's not
fair to say, because it's another person that's catching these feelings, and it's not.
Yeah, but it's you that's putting yourself in that situation.
Yeah, because they wanted to give me the booty.
So, but I'm saying when you do that, right? You give it to them. But you're not telling them from the jump that you ain't trying to do anything beyond that. So that way, if they do get in their feelings, they can't say you didn't tell them. Like, look, y'all. Hopefully, y'all had a fucking conversation before y'all hooked up, because I'm gonna give you fair warning. But just like, we're not doing this. Checking on IG, Ella True said, "Does passion ever mistakenly present itself in the moment with the stranger?" Passion definitely does. It's not one of the 7 deadly sins, but passion can be misconstrued or taken for interest. because you can passionately kiss somebody, right? Because I'm a good kisser, right? But I have to be careful.
I feel like
on how I'm kissing that person.
That's when the chemistry is
because
there.
Well, you can get good chemistry just from locking eyes with a person.
But that doesn't mean that both people are in the same attendance, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, you may not ever be on the same page, because you can fall on the sip and say I love you to somebody and they not return it to you, but you can't be mad.
What does I love you mean now?
We're not jumping into that. We're not going down that road yet. We're gonna tackle one thing at a time, right? Co-host lessons 101, okay? We're gonna stay on topic here.
I'm about to get cussed out when we get off this radio.
So go back to Elder Truth, who said, "Does passion ever mistakenly present itself in the moment with a stranger?" Absolutely, it can. Especially if you're attracted to that person strongly. The chemistry can be there, and then when you do that, there's passion in it. I mean, some people fuck with passion. They have sex passionately, and it makes that person feel good. You know what I'm saying? They got all kind of emotions and shit, but somewhere in their mind they gotta turn that shit off and be like, this is just a fuck. I'm not going for this shit. Cause I've had to do that to myself. I'm like, this nigga's sexy, the ass good, but I know I'm not trying to go down that road. All right. So moving on, back to the dealing with the exes and relationships. Said that studies show or highlight how relational uncertainty of interference from exes lingers and spills into new dynamics. Unhealed pain doesn't automatically doom relationships, but ignoring it often leads to cycles of distress, lower satisfaction, and even mental health strains like anxiety.
What happens if you're like obsessing over a partner's past or consistently?
You mean if you're
measuring them against an old friend? You
mean your partner?
Mm-hmm.
If they're what?
Obsessing over a partner's past or consistency, measuring them against old flame.
I think, and I could be wrong, I think it comes. I think it has a lot
in when getting into a new relationship.
I think it comes with, again, conversations that are never had. People don't believe in sitting and talking, right? You getting to know somebody, when you sit up and tell somebody, oh yeah, let's meet, I really want to get to know you. Do you really, motherfucker? Because there's a conversation that we got to have. There's things that we got to talk about. And some people don't like talking. But even for me, that's a turn on. Because if you're willing to sit and talk about things to see if there's a match, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because you can say some things that may set somebody off like, oh, I don't see right now, we're not on the same page. Because you just said some shit that, like,
I love an intellectual.
We can talk even if shit don't work out. But if you are trying to build something with this individual, right? That's a way to enhance your communication by talking to them and kind of giving them what they want to, not what they want to hear, but giving them that dialogue back and forth so that way they can kind of understand you better as a person. Because you sometimes telling about, I don't think it's always bad when you have that conversation like, well, this is what I went through in my past relationship, but I want to assure you that what I went through is not going to affect what I plan on having with you. That past relationship is exactly where it is. It's in the past. I've learned from mistakes. May I've done things wrong in that relationship? Probably, but the goal, just like being with this new person, is to try to do something that, or experience something different with somebody new. And it sucks. It sucks because nobody likes breaking up and then nobody likes having to start a whole new relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fucking, I don't know. For me, that I'm like, oh God, here we go. I got to go through the fucking process and getting to know somebody and, trying to make sure that they good and that they don't have any unresolved issues. Because I may ask, I've done it before, like, so how was your last relationship? How did you end it? They come right out of the box and be like, yeah, I've been cheated on like so many times. I was talking to a friend and they were just telling me how their boyfriend cheated on them and, they were dealing with some things and then they did this and to get back. I'm like, what is with the vengeance? What is with the get back? You gotta get me because I gotta get them and get them back because they got me. I'm like, but y'all get to a circle. y'all start doing the same shit, then where's the trust? Because now y'all cheating on each other. Why is there even a relationship in existence? I never understood that. Unhealed pain doesn't automatically do in relationships, but ignoring it again often leads to cycles of distress, lower satisfaction, and even mental health strains like anxiety. So if you're feeling yourself like that, that's because, again, you haven't dealt with what you were supposed to before you jumped into, the new relationship. I honestly feel that, like, especially if you really care about this person, you're going to do with what you need to do to make sure that relationship work out, because that's the whole point, right? You getting with somebody because this is the person that you want to be with, and the goal is to make this relationship last. And the other thing is to not let whatever issues that you all have in that new relationship, don't bring up no shit from the past that you dealt with. This is a new relationship. It's a new fucking problem. Don't compare it to, I dealt with this shit in my old, but that's a strike. Why would you bring that up? Now you comparing me to this previous nigga.
Then the trash talk happens. Do you trash talk their ex, or do you trash talk their ex?
I don't know
what a jerk, or you just keep the focus?
I don't know the person to be able to say shit about them. I don't even think that if I did know them, that I would talk about them, because it doesn't do me any good.
But in certain situations, like I've been in, I'm gonna call them a situation.
Why would you? But see, here's my question: why would you bring up the ex? Why? Because y'all are having an issue.
Or maybe it's something that triggered them into saying that this is what my ex did.
So you do it, but so that's sad, right? Do you negate from that and redirect and go back into what y'all dealing with? Like, it ain't got shit to do with the motherfucker you was with before. I'm talking about what you are doing right now.
I'm gonna try to listen more than talk when it comes to that, because I don't want to be on the hot seat.
Well, you at times you probably be on the hot seat. Possibility, you don't know.
I'm gonna be on that hot seat like a motherfucker.
You don't know. I'm just saying. Don't bring old bullshit forward. Practical advice. That's a common sense thing that I would start off with. Like, listen, we good. I like you. This is working. Just do me a favor. Don't bring in no old shit. Like, we ain't gotta do that. Like, we have an issue, we can talk this shit out, me and you. And then if you're good, we work it out and you get some dick later. We get some makeup sex. We can fuck it out of our system. No, but real conversations always definitely to have. Self-reflection. Are you truly over it? Evaluate readiness before jumping in. Going back to the start of a new relationship. Are you over the past relationship that you just got out of? For some of you people that be online talking about relationships that you start and then you jump in. Are you truly over the relationship that you just got out of? What's the longest that you've gone? And I love to hear from some people on IG if y'all tuning in. But Dre, what is the longest? And I'll do the same thing. So what's the longest that you've gone in a gap in a relationship? When you broke up with somebody, how long did you go before you got with somebody?
4 years.
That's the longest?
4 years.
Don't eat my mic, bro.
My bad.
You hungry mother?fucker.
Things in my face so that I'd be doing what they told me.
It's not her dick, so don't suck the mic. I'm just saying. So you've gone 4 years without being with somebody?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Was that now that the reason for that, was that because you were uncertain if you were ready to be in a relationship, or you just didn't want to be with nobody?
I needed to get back to me first, to love myself again.
So you recognize you were missing that?
Yes.
Okay. You were putting too much into other people?
I really felt like I loved that other individual more than I loved myself. And I even went to my pastor. I said, is it possible to love someone more than you love yourself? He said, hell no.
Yeah, people do it though.
He said, I don't curse, but hell no.
People love, yes, no, I disagree. People, it is, I feel.
I disagree too.
I was going to say, I feel that it is possible for you to love other people more than you love yourself. Because when you do that, you're not paying attention to what's going on with you. And you're making yourself so fucking vulnerable.
I'm missing meetings and shit.
Well, not even that. Just the mental part. Like, you investing so much shit into this motherfucker. And it could be a motherfucker that don't give a shit about you. And if they did, I'm going to say this. If you got a real motherfucker, right? And they see you doing all this shit for them, they gonna stop your ass. They gonna pause. Like, hold on. Babe, look, I get it. I appreciate. I'm not trying to be like I'm ungrateful. you don't have to do this. Like, you need to focus on you and start doing some shit for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I ain't going to work. You got me. I'm here.
Okay, so I got a question for you.
Yeah, question for me.
When you think about an ex or see something that reminds you of them, a song, a place, their name pops up, what's the strongest feeling?
When I'm with somebody?
Yes. Somebody new.
I'm not thinking about my ex when I'm with somebody.
But let's say they have the same favorite song.
I'm with somebody new.
That has fucked me up before.
Y'all ain't, I'm telling y'all.
I done moved this song off my playlist, goddamn it, and you want to bring it back up.
So y'all not going to believe me. Y'all not going to believe me when I say this. Like, and a lot of people used to tell me, like, they don't understand how I do it. I can tune shit out.
Okay.
If I'm with you, I promise you I'm focused on you. The fact that song is the same song that an ex like, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going, oh, damn, babe, that's the same song. You asking for trouble.
Listen.
You let your new dude know that you and his ex, you don't say that shit out loud. Because when you hear the song, you're going to make a face.
You know, I want to tell you what song it was for me.
You better hide that face, don't you?
It was Rihanna. Rihanna, what's that song? What are you willing to do? Kiss It Better. That song. One of my new pieces liked that too. Me and my ex, we had sex to that song so many times, and it can be shower anthem at one point.
It can be triggering, but here's a thought. And again, it goes back to, first you got to know how you're going to dive into it, right? Mm-hmm. If it's triggering for you, you got to know how you're going to approach it. You don't want to make it come off as if, because then maybe he liked that song.
I don't want to sing it.
No. I'm saying, I'm saying, hear me out. I'm saying, like, if this is a song that this person likes that you're with, and that's a song that you said that puts you in a place, you got to figure out if you want to bring this to attention. Be like, can we not play a song like it's traumatizing? You know what I'm saying? It's bad memories. It may not have been bad memories for you because of where y'all was, but for the fact when you hear it, it makes you think certain things, not even necessarily good or bad. You just don't want it to interfere with what you're doing.
What if y'all used to sing your hearts out to that song, and it's just like, it's a neutral song, it's not giving like,
well, yeah, because you hear songs all the time. You know what I'm saying? You'll be riding somewhere and your song come on, and you can't help what it's going to make you think.
But it's your ex favorite song, and then your new man,
your
new woman like this song.
You got to figure out how you want to deal with that. Everybody's different. But then you just remember
it's still my shit. Real.
But I'm saying, whatever you do, your action, you better be ready for what the reaction is going to be. So your action is definitely going to cause a reaction, because it could be, why you change the song? You getting in your feelings? Oh, let me guess. It making you think about your ex.
Okay, so
you gotta be
as a Sagittarius.
Don't be defensive.
I try not to always be so damn blunt like they say we are. And I'll be like, my bad. I just turned the song because it reminded me of something. They'd be done turned it back on.
Take responsibility. Own your patterns.
Me standing 10 toes down, I get called aggressive.
Own your patterns instead of blaming only the ex. It's not always their fault. Could be shit that you did. You know what I'm saying? That's the go-to, because the ex is always considered as the bad person. You know what I'm saying? People think, oh, well, when they say ex, the other person will already get this nasty vibe. Like, oh, your ex, this, your ex. What the? No.
I always say, well, why y'all ain't
my ex, I love my ex. I still love my ex. You know what I'm saying? They're ex because I'm no longer with them. I'm with you, stupid.
So let me ask you a question real quick, not to cut you off, but do you feel like it's okay to be best friends with your ex?
Friends with my ex.
No, I'm just saying, if not you, but if you in a new relationship.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. It goes back to communication. Okay. Right? Transparency and honesty. These are things you should be talking about before y'all get together, to make sure that he or she is okay with you doing that.
I always give a disclosure. Don't you introduce me to nobody you done fucked before.
Well, that's something y'all will have to work out. That's something you have to work out. But the thing is, my mindset is because you can fuck a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm supposed to not be friends with people because we fucked before.
There's there's old flame.
You eventually gonna run out of people, okay? Because especially if you like me, I fucked a lot of people in my day. So I can't sit up and say, and I'm gonna give a full disclosure, like, hey, me and Max are cool. That's my best friend. Mm-hmm. We don't deal with each other like that. We don't look at each other like that sexually. So you have nothing to worry about. If your man or your girl is good and she's not with that petty shit, she's a more broad-minded individual, then she's gonna take you for your word.
But they're gonna ask you when the last time y'all had sex.
No.
Before the breakup.
No.
Or after the breakup.
Only a petty.
I'm asking that.
Hold on. And you gonna hate this then.
Keep calling me a petty bitch.
Only a petty motherfucker's gonna ask a question. I don't want to know that.
I want to know.
I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. By the way, y'all, my birthday was on Sunday, February 8th. I just turned 49. Yay.
Sir, happy birthday.
I'm not gonna see those things like that. You carry you
also his 16th anniversary.
You're so silly
for being one of the top porn stars in my realm, if you ask me.
I'm just saying, one of the only black men that owns their adult film company. Not an OnlyFans account. I own my company. I don't run my company through OnlyFans. No shade to nobody out there that do OnlyFans. I'm just making a statement. I'm doing this for us. Right? You know, we need more black people that own shit. But anyway, back to the topic. So I don't want to know that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I think when you do that, you fishing. You fishing for drugs. So okay, fine. Let me entertain you.
Okay.
You want to know the last time that I fucked my ex? The last time before we broke up. So tell me, what did that do for you? What satisfaction did you get out of knowing that? Tell me that. What is that information going to do for you?
That would make me feel good.
Really? To know?
Yes. Y'all just broke up yesterday.
First of all,
that makes sense.
If we did, we would not be talking right now.
But sometimes it happens like that.
Oh, yeah,
your friends may drag you out the house because they like, bitch, you need a drink.
But
bitch,
I ain't finna
out the house.
I ain't finna jump in. Look, I'm gonna tell you, you may see a fine motherfucker and be like, you a sexist fuck. You with somebody I would probably date, but I'm not looking to date with nobody.
It'd be hard though sometimes.
It's not hard, Dre.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
If you ain't... Listen, I understand you not being on that type of time, but what if the other person is on that type of time and they're real aggressive, they passive aggressive?
I'm gonna tell you, if you are a person
I really want to date.
I'm gonna tell you, if you are a person that is on that type of time, my apologies in advance, but you got life fucked up. You gonna forever be miserable. You gonna forever have problems in relationships. You gonna forever have to deal with the drama because what you doing basically, you shooting craps. You basically walking up and be like, ooh, you fine as fuck. Let's get together. Boom, you're in a relationship. You don't know shit about this motherfucker. Nothing. His parents don't even know that he fucking gay.
Facts.
Then all of a sudden you're wanting to wonder why you ain't never met and y'all have been dating and talking for like a year or two, right? Hopefully you make it that far because you done just got with this motherfucker on the jump. So there's shit that you start to find out. This motherfucker's sloppy. He's not clean at home. You know, he's staying in his parents' basement. Nothing wrong with that. You know, this day and age and generation, it's okay to stay in your parents' basement. Save yourself some money. Hopefully you're doing that to save money to buy you a house and you're not trying to be there until you're fucking 50 and 60 years old. Nonetheless, it's I don't see that. I don't see a lot of people doing that because even from watching a lot of you all on social media, because a lot of you all talk about your business, which is fine, because I do it on my podcast, but for different reasons. When you get out there and you're saying, oh, I got with this person, you know, you just posted like last week, you just broke up. Now you fucked this motherfucker for, I don't know, OnlyFans and y'all in love. Now y'all dating, you know, or vice versa. You know, y'all fucking, you know, I know you've seen the fights and shit that people be doing like live and shit like that. No, I'm not jumping in. So. No relationship with nobody right off the jump. I don't give a fuck how good the ass is. I don't give a fuck how good you kiss. I don't care how polite, how kind you are to me. We're gonna work through this in phases, motherfucker. Because I want to make sure you ain't no fucking psycho. I want to make sure that you got your life together and that, you know, that you ain't got no little situation, you know, as far as like work or living places and shit like that. I mean, I would not turn away a person because of their job status or their living situation, because that's not the person I'm getting with the individual. But yeah, I'm not going to jump with nobody no fucking 1 or 2 days after meeting them. Absolutely fucking not. Communicate openly without oversharing trauma dumps early, Dre. We'll say that again for the people in the back. Communicate openly without oversharing trauma dumps early. You can talk to the person that you're with without telling them, without giving them a whole fucking suitcase with all your bullshit. This is what I've been through, and I've dealt with this. That's a lot for a person to take. Like, give it to me in increments. You ain't gotta tell me all this shit at one time, because at the same time, I'm trying to process you and get to know you and all your trauma at the same time, because now I gotta process that shit. I'm like, damn. This nigga fucked up.
Me as a Sag is hard to go into deep detail.
Let me see if you can say something without talking about Sagittarius.
Okay.
I challenge.
Me as
I would say take shots, but I definitely don't need you intoxicated, so that's not going to work.
Listen, we about to go to bed after this.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we taking a shot of?
I ain't taking a shot.
I got Rock a cute bottle, y'all, for his birthday. I'm going to just throw that out there, because his birthday was on Super Bowl Sunday, so I had to find him a cute bottle.
I'm going to have to have you back up from the mic, because you got my lights going red. This motherfucker here. Let me correct what he's saying. We don't sleep in the same bed, y'all. He said we going to bed after this. He means like we're going to sleep. He's going to his room.
I'm talking about after the damn podcast.
He's going to his room, and I'm going to my. Well, I'm actually going to be up there. I don't know.
You're going into detail at that point.
I have to.
If I was going to his room, bitch, they would have already known that.
Look, we're practicing transparency.
Y'all can see right through me, right?
Here's another thing. It's a heal actively. Therapy, journaling, or intentionally breaks to process what's going on, right? Let go of fear while keeping wisdom. Learn boundaries from the past without assuming every new person will repeat it. That is something that a lot of us have the tendency to make that mistake. You know how you go into it? Well, just don't do me how my ex did. There's a question. What the fuck you mean? How'd your ex do you? Well, he was a cheater. So you coming in me already like that? It's like, why would you say that? To my question, why would you say that? Like, why would you think I was gonna be like that?
That's them in fear of,
because of what they deal with. Yeah, that's
and not only that,
they're bringing their past.
Could you understand like reevaluating your type? Because that's what I really had to do. I felt like I kept meeting the same man, but in different bodies when I was.
I mean, I can see why you would probably, do that. But it could also be that you were still, you didn't get that closure to kind of help seal that issue. Because not to jump too much in your personal, so did you get any closure from your last relationship?
And I plead the fifth.
You can plead the fifth. I'll let you say.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's some days I feel like.
Can I give you my opinion?
But that nigga, some days I feel like I miss him.
Can I give you my opinion?
Go ahead.
You haven't.
Okay.
You know why? Because you miss him. You have your ups and downs of when you want to deal with them, when you don't want to deal with them. Okay. So I think that if you and this person had a conversation, first would need to take place when you know that you won't get upset.
It always brings me back to nostalgia.
So, and that's the other thing. Like with closure, I think with closure, you can get it, but you have to be able to go into that situation or that conversation without looking for something specific except for closure. You're not looking to try to rekindle anything. You're not looking to try to get back with this person. You're just looking to get questions answered about certain things. And why did you do these things that you did? Why did you do this to me? Why did you tell me this? And then I would let you say the same thing to me. Ask me your questions. Because when we're done, basically that's what it is. We get our question, and then, okay, I wish
Have you ever dated a Cancer before?
I've dated probably.
Let me tell you how that conversation goes.
But here's the thing though, Dre. A lot of times, and it's not to go against, because I know you're big into that. I don't I don't look at people based on their zodiac.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just natural that it works out. Like I tend to attract a lot of Capricorns, either as friends or dating people.
But there's two kinds.
I've dated a Pisces. I don't even look at the
December and you got January.
Hold on.
You talking about?
I don't even look at the whole breakdown of it.
I have to.
When I look at a person, because not everybody's into that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So even when let's say you do get with somebody, for you, that might be something that you would look at, that a person is strong into zodiac that you are.
Yeah.
Because that could be a thing where it's just like, you're not like, don't have the same beliefs into things, or you look at it, because I like to analyze things based on the zodiac. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be careful, because the person's like, wait, you gonna read something based on what this motherfucker said?
Sure.
Yeah, be careful. You gotta be careful. Build fresh foundations. Focus on the present partner's actions, not ghosts from yesterday. That's just a way of not carrying that bullshit from your old. Or I'm gonna say it again for you. Build fresh foundations. It's just like when you move. You know what I'm saying? You go into a new place. A lot of times, some people, we're not saying you do this at every place you move into. Some people like to start from scratch. They move into a new place. They're like, I'm gonna get new furniture. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get a new table, a new sectional. You always try to change something. That's like, for me, sometimes I've had cases where getting out of a relationship, I've cut my hair all off.
Me.
And people are like, oh my God, why'd you cut your hair? I'm like, I got a relationship. I need to restart. And sometimes it's a mental thing. It gives a sense of refreshness, and like I was saying, building fresh foundations. You go into this relationship, you're not carrying any type of negativity, and that should be always a goal when you go into a relationship. Don't carry the ghosts from the past into something else that you're going to. Listen to stories of real talk. Share anonymized examples for invite submissions. My ex cheated. Now I got a soup on my new partner's phone. Don't do these things. You know what I'm saying? But you tend to carry that because of what you've been through. Is that a good thing to do? Because of what you experienced, and because you shouldn't have probably went to that phone. You know what they say? You go looking, sometimes you may find what you expected. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't go looking, you're not gonna find it. They say don't go looking for fucking trouble. So is that something that you would see yourself doing? Would you ever do that? Oh, you have to think about this shit too long.
Ask me that question one more time. I think I kind of missed it.
Would you, because of what you've been through,
okay,
in a past relationship, let's say you went through your ex's phone, at the time your boyfriend's phone, and that's how things kind of got heated and y'all end up breaking up. Mm-hmm. You're going to take that thing that you did into your new relationship and do that to him or her?
I try to stay out of people's phones for real.
You try?
They say when you're looking for something,
you're going to find it.
You're going to find it.
But
not always.
Right.
Not always.
And always would be, I think, if you don't go looking for it.
Yeah. But at the same time, if it comes the time where you feel like you need to go through that phone, that means it's time to reevaluate some things and maybe have a discussion anyway.
Yeah, it's some feedback, something. I think I've told this story before, and this was years ago. And even from that instance that I did something like that, I learned. Not even though that relationship, I really, really love this person, and I thought that it was going to carry on, but because of what they did and how they did things, I'm like, damn, because I could never see myself being how that person did me. I used to sit up and think how can a person be so fucking brutal and just mean and nasty? You find yourself in a good relationship, but you going around and you doing all this extra shit, sleeping with other people and shit like that. If that's the case, tell them that let's have an open relationship. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're gonna practice polyamorism or or polygamy, then just say, and this type of shit that you need to have in the beginning of the conversation, you need to talk about what direction you want your relationship to go and not assume that your fucking partner is psychic. Like, oh, bitch, you want to do what? Oh, you heard that? No, bitch, I felt you think it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you should have just said that.
Okay, so what's one sign you've seen in yourself or others that old bullshit is sneaking into your new relationship?
For me, that I felt coming from a past relationship
into the new relationship.
Into a new one? You know, like I think I kind of say this to people, you know, when, you know, get to know somebody, is because of being cheated on before. I don't sit up and say that, like, don't cheat on me because my ex cheated on me. You know what I'm saying? I may have a conversation and be like, hey, well, you know, yeah, this didn't work out.
This is what you don't want to do.
This is, you know, yeah, you don't want to do that. You know, I'm not saying I'm gonna get violent or anything. I'm just saying, you know, I will walk away. I'm telling you. But the thing is, for me, it's just that I say, period. I just don't want to be hurt. That's all I ask. You know, in addition to other things like good communication, trust, honesty, and loyalty, just don't hurt me. If we do that, we good. We are good. I promise you. The relationship will be fucking golden. If you do the things that you're supposed to do and be in the relationship with the person that you want to be with, don't just do it because you're saying you want the fucking title. There are responsibilities that come with being in a relationship with somebody, let alone talk about later wanting to possibly marry this individual, because even that becomes even a bigger and greater responsibility. Let's see. What's a good example? Okay. So I've been in the situation, and I'm gonna say that I cheated once, and I tell that story. I talk about it, but when I did it, I told the person about it. So if when I was ever in a relationship and people ask that, you know, where people ask, they're like, hey, you know, have you ever cheated? I have once. And I promise you, when I did it, I definitely regret it. It was a feeling that I can't explain. Like, I felt like I did the most, and to the person it was like the most horrible thing in the world. But I think the reason why they didn't, you know, leave or break up with me at the time when I told them was because I was honest and upfront with them. But the weird thing that y'all not going to believe is that even after that, I felt it was best that we did break up, because of the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I did something that I said I would never do, and I felt that I broke that trust. And I honestly, so I'm like, yeah, I don't, almost one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm not worried of this, because I shouldn't have done that to you. You know, saying you are a very beautiful person. You know, we supposed to have this trust, and I did something that I shouldn't have been doing. I felt bad. So I was like, yeah, we shouldn't. I didn't break up with him because of that person. I broke up with him because I did something that I should not have done, which I would, if I was him, I would have been like, yeah, you broke that trust, you know. But conversation was had, you know, and we're still cool to this day. We're still pretty close, still pretty tight. So it all worked out. And I can appreciate that. And that goes because I think because we had that strong bond, and we did talk to each other, we did communicate, we did talk about the situation. I explained how everything happened, where it went down. Well, I will say the one messy thing about it was, though, that the best friend was trying to get the conversation. The fact that this boy is up and doing all this stuff while this podcast is going on is killing me. But the fact that the best friend was trying to do everything before I could say something to him, I'm like, I don't need your help. I don't need you to go and talk to, you know what I'm saying, my boyfriend. I know how to tell my boyfriend that I fucked up. I don't need your help in doing that. Part of the noise in the background, y'all, if y'all hear it. Again, he's just learning how to be a co-host. He's still new at this. But that's just me and how I handle situations. And I think that if people took the right approach when they're dealing with situations like that is to be honest. And it's hard to admit that you cheated because some people won't unless they figure out that you did. Now you got to confess and be like, yeah, I did. You know what I'm saying? What they call? Fuck around and find out. So last thing I want to, close and take away from this. Past relationships don't have to ruin new ones. Only unaddressed baggage does. I'm going to say that again, Sarah. Understand? Past relationships don't have to ruin new ones. Only unaddressed baggage does. So again, you got things that you want to say to your partner, your new partner. Have a conversation. If they ask you certain questions, you shouldn't feel ashamed to answer them. And if it's something that you think it's like maybe like intense or a very traumatizing situation, let them know first, like, hey, I don't mind discussing this with you, but this is something that really fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to judge me based on this situation or how I handled the situation, or I don't want you to think that because I've dealt with this, that I'm going to be this type of person with you. Because we all still learning, you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, even if you've cheated before, that's not a pattern that you want to continue, right? That wasn't for me. Like I said, I cheated once. I could put my hand on the Bible to that. I've cheated one time. Any other time, there was no cheating because I was in an open relationship. So, and then at that time, my partner knew. We both knew what each other were doing. Here's a challenge. This week, notice one way your past might be showing up. Now, I test y'all this. We may bring it back up when we do like an open mic, Rockafella Radio, and I may bring this question up. Notice one way your past might be showing up and consciously choose a different response. Again, notice one way your past might be showing up and then consciously choose a different response. Pick something different other than what is coming up. It's coming up as like a traumatizing thing from your past. The only thing I want to say, just to kind of close that particular thing out as far as our topic, is that leave the old bullshit at the door. New possibilities deserve a clean slate. That's you going into a relationship. It's not fair. It's not fair for your new partner. It ain't. When you get ready to step into the new thing, you be like, okay, let me get this bullshit off. Because this motherfucker's fine as fuck. They really like me. They really trying to do something. Let me, boom, reset. I'm not finna jump into this relationship.
At this lovely age that we've hit today, I hate starting over.
Of course, it's the worst.
I can't even lie to y'all.
It's the worst.
Hate starting over. I don't want to meet your mama again. Like I'm doing this all over.
It's worse. I agree with you. I don't like, and I think for me, because I'm still single, that's the thing, is because sometimes I think that's one of the things that holds me back from getting into a relationship again, because I've had people, really, really good people, that come to me. I'm like, oh, this would really be good. But what's going to happen? I'm thinking like, oh, okay. I kind of, and sometimes I set myself up, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I set myself up because I start thinking about like, okay, I'm going to do this. We're going to go this. I'm going to meet this, introduce me to these people. And then we're going to, deal with this. Okay, I'm going to do that. Right. Are they going to do this? And I try not to overthink things. Because like, again, and it really not having nothing to do with a past relationship. It's the fact of not being with someone for so long. And you've done it before. And through the experiences of being in relationships, some of y'all, and I love my people, no matter what color you are, no matter what race you are. But some of you motherfuckers just be selling wolf tickets. Y'all need to stop selling these wolf tickets. Y'all stop. You stop. You say that you want to be in a relationship. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. But then when it comes time for it, you're not really ready for it. Look, just real talk. A lot of people say that they're ready for a relationship, but deep down inside, there are so many people out here that don't even understand what the fuck a relationship is and how it's supposed to work. versus what they visualize. Oh, I saw this on. And stop basing your fucking relationship and what you expect out of your people off TikTok. Stop basing it off fucking Instagram. Stop basing
social media.
Stop basing it off social media and what you see other people doing, because that's not your relationship. You doing something now. Ideas for dates and shit, that's one thing. But what somebody else is doing in their relationship is not the fucking thing for you. That's just like I may meet somebody that is okay with me running an adult film company, right? But then I may meet somebody be like, so you're gonna change that? You gonna do something else?
I'm sorry, we can't talk.
I'm
anymore.
Like, well, why would I do that? That's something that I've been doing. You stepping into my life. That's something that already is existence. Yeah, what are you talking about? What are we doing?
Me on your computer screen.
What are we doing?
What
are we doing?
Factually.
I told them I'm not doing that.
So do you feel like you unattach yourself emotionally when it comes to like the new person? You unattach yourself emotionally from the old person to start that new realm?
Oh yeah, I have to.
Okay.
Because you don't want to mix. You can't. I hope y'all. I mean, there are people that do it, but you can't. You can't. Still,
it's hard because I can say I can
still be attached.
And still be attached.
You can't still be attached to someone and then trying to be with somebody else, because then now you're lying to yourself. Oh, I'm not attached. I'm cool. I'm over that. I'm over them. We done. We're finished. But yet, when the motherfucker come around, you all giddy and smiling shit. Mind you, this is the same motherfucker that beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? But you still giddy about the motherfucker. Or this is the same motherfucker that cheated on you with your best friend. You know, but you're still giddy about the motherfucker. This same motherfucker is going around and sucking dick and fucking every time Dick and Harry behind your back and didn't tell you about it. No, I'm deep.
I feel like you talk about my 5-year relationship.
Did I strike a nerve?
Listen.
Really? That happened?
5 years after we was done.
All that shit I just said was going on?
This nigga told me that he was originally hurt by the last person before me, which is why we broke up.
So you were blamed. I'm trying to...
Nah, the common denominator is that.
I'm trying to follow on y'all. Okay. Bear with me. So you were blamed for something that happened in a relationship before you.
Before me. But you were in this relationship for 5 years.
With you.
With me.
So he...
Brand new person.
So he kept that carry on throughout the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm telling people it was me being aggressive and everything else.
So nowhere, and I'm just fishing right now. Nowhere,
don't fish.
Nowhere in that 5-year time frame did he
never
ever
heard
mention,
of it.
Never knew nothing about it.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Within our first 2 years of being together, he cheated on me. Mm-hmm. I could let you know that. I went through his phone. That's how I found out. But
it's that phone shit.
But it wasn't me going through the phone. It was him wanting to have a threesome.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me text messages from an individual that he had already messed with the day he was supposed to be buying me an iPhone. Mm-hmm. Not an iPhone, Apple Watch. Wow. We were supposed to be getting each other gifts that day, but he said he was going to give me an Apple Watch, and he told me what he was going to give me. I'm reading these text messages up and down. I was okay with the threesome at first. Okay. And then I was like, okay, let's see what this nigga talking about. You know how that go.
Right.
And I'm reading the text messages. I went from the top to the bottom, then back up to the top again and read it from the bottom to the top this time. And I'm like, well, y'all done already linked up, and y'all linked up when we was together. So what's going on?
Right.
He told me it was because this was after our breakup.
After the breakup.
2025, we broke up. He told me that it was literally because of his last relationship. Mm-hmm. What was the reason for us breaking up that day?
So basically he did just that. He brought the shit from
zero trust issues.
He brought the bullshit. He brought the bullshit from the last relationship when y'all got together.
Right.
Didn't really talk about it with you. So basically almost like gaslighting you for 5 years. And which is something he should have had a discussion with you about.
Right.
That would have given you the opportunity to decide if you want to deal with that shit or not.
Continue.
Yeah. Because and that's all fairness. Because
I had already met my damn parents by then.
I think that's the thing too that we need to keep in mind is that when you do have that bullshit, and it's okay to talk about it. When you do bring it, and talk about it with your new partner, you're giving them the opportunity to decide like, hey, okay, I get it. And you can't be mad at them. I see you've been through a lot. And someone would be like, so let me ask you, are you good? Because I know you like me and I really like you. So this is somebody talking to you. And I know that you've been through a lot. I get it. Because I've been through shit too. But it seems like you're really bothered about it. So are you good to potentially move forward on something with me? Because I'm not that person. Then you got to be able to be like, and be honest. Because obviously they're saying is they want to try to give you a try. Yeah. To deal with what you're dealing with, try to help you work through it while trying to get to know you. That's a dope ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You can put up with that shit. And you did that even though he didn't tell you. And you probably saw the signs because 5 years is a long fucking time. You probably saw different things. I saw
the signs 3 years into it.
And you stayed with them.
And I stayed.
I
stayed after the cheating.
I'm not, like, hey, look, bro, I'm not following you. I did the same thing. I stayed with them even after the fucking cheating because at that time I felt that I wasn't fully developed mentally as far as I broke the hell up. I broke the fuck up with this nigga. No. Okay. You can do that, right? There's nothing wrong. I'm not saying don't break up with him. Because I broke up with mine too. But look how long it took. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do it instantly.
No, I'm saying I broke up within that time span. When we had that conversation, I let it go. I said we might as well break up. We might as well be friends.
Which I wasn't.
While it's still... while we can be friends.
But you wasn't. Huh? Y'all still together.
No, we were still living together, so it made it hard to break up. So I eventually ended up,
that's a toxic ass situation.
It's pussy again, and then that was it.
Let me tell y'all
accepted it back.
If you do this shit, if you gonna break up with a motherfucker, break up with a motherfucker. You sitting around, all you doing is you hurt yourself. You hurt yourself if you stick around, and I get it. You know, it is what it is. I'm not saying that kind of shit don't happen and that you don't, have a moment with somebody like you really feeling like, oh, I don't want to, because I did it. I didn't want to, and it wasn't even just a sex.
I wouldn't want to break up.
It was because sometimes we invest so much into a person and a relationship is just like, I didn't do all this shit to fucking just up and give up. Mm-hmm. I'm not a quitter. I should have, but I'm not a quitter. I want to give this a chance. But like I told the story before, what did it for me, not just the cheating, but what put the ice on the cake is when a motherfucker tell you, and sometimes you just take it around. When a motherfucker tell you they don't love you no more, you better get the fuck, you better move quick because you don't want that other side of you to snap up like, bitch, what the fuck you know?
I've never had that before.
You never had that? I'm going to tell you.
They still love me.
No, when a person, I had it happen to me, I bullshit you not.
I done spent the block a couple of times. They love me again.
But here's the thing. People sometimes will say the most hurtful shit just to get you to leave them. And then when you're gone, it's just like now they can continue being the whore that they've always wanted to be, right? And then when you're no longer around, they grow up sometimes. Sometimes they grow up and mature, become a better person, maybe or not.
You would want that.
You would think. You would think that.
But that's not what happens.
That's of course not. And because even then when you see the person again, like, oh, you ain't changed. You're still the same person. But that's you will, I think that you'll learn, because I think even from going through shit like that, you tend to kind of hold people to a higher expectation. Like you kind of build more standards, you know what I'm saying, as to what you want from a person. So for me, it definitely increased like my standards and what my expectations of individual. I'm not going to put anybody that may have interest on the whole thing where I'm going to hook your ass up to a fucking lie detector and all this other shit like that. I want to genuinely get to know the person
so bad. I'm going to hire a private investigator on the next.
Fuck that. I ain't got time for that shit. If I got to do all that shit, we are not meant to be. We are not meant to be. That's plain put. I ain't got time. Because that's a lot of fucking work. Who wants to do that?
It's a lot of money and time that you got to invest into these motherfuckers nowadays.
So to think about it, you do all that. Then what?
Once you catch them, you let it go.
You just wasted like $800,000 1,000 to the
I'm
stack.
on cheaters at that
right.
point. We going on TV, goddamn.
Did all that shit just to turn around, and now you fucking lonely as fuck. Now, yeah, you can go out and do your thing, but now,
my God.
Well, I mean, and that's the other thing is like you go through all and do all that shit. What does it do? What is the reason? Now you're probably gonna be hurt more because you done found out all this other shit that was going on.
Factually,
I'm good.
No. But to embarrass a motherfucker on national television, right up my alley. It's just that I don't got it in me to do that. I'd rather cuss your ass out on the phone, hang up. But don't be going around spewing all this bullshit about me to like people of your social media platform that have seen me already,
right, and
know what I'm capable of. That's why you got followers today.
You're crazy. Look out for him, y'all.
If that makes sense.
No, that's true.
This
true story.
Nigga used me for clout for real, and it's like. Now that he has the fan base that he has, is really our fan base. They don't like seeing us not together. Everybody keep DMing me and telling me the same thing. And not even to put myself on Front Street, I'm just saying. Like, that's what I've been going through as of lately. But at the same time, people that love me, they already had loved me. They just enjoyed me, smashing him.
And all is good, right? That we have.
I want them to see him for a prop like he was.
I mean, that we all have like fans and supporters and shit, right? But in real talk, it's not about them. It's about what you and him have going on and what issues needed to be either worked out or talked about, which is why I was mentioning earlier about the closure. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And not to put you.
If you ever had a conversation with him, you would see that he's the common denominator.
I had a conversation with him.
He is the common denominator, baby. I'm not the first person that has had the same situation happen to me with him.
But what I'm saying is, for you, for the sake of today's topic, especially before we close out, I'm working with my friend, help my friend out here. Is there's clearly, closure needed because there's frustration, there's anger, and I would say that he should at least give that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like a conversation, and going into it is just like, I need to know these things as to why you waited 5 years to disclose to me this stuff that you could have told me from day one. It could have made or break.
You know what his answer was?
What? Go ahead.
It's not me, it's you. I was trying to figure out what the hell I did. You cheated on me first. You made sure that anytime anything ever happened, like it was in your call, I always just follow suit. Like I make sure shit happened too. I furnished this whole, like every apartment that we ever had.
But see here's the thing. When you're dealing with somebody, that you have to go back and talk about these things of what you felt that you did and the things that you did do. You definitely need to get that off your chest. It's like when you got to walk around and be like feeling this whole, especially if you end up meeting somebody or somebody that comes into your life and you be like, oh, I really like this person, but you still got all this fucking weight on you from this motherfucker. I feel like I let that go. You didn't let it go because how much. I'm gonna tell you. Here's the thing: when when a person really ain't over somebody, and this not to put my guy down because this is my boy. When you constantly talk about it, like now, right?
Because we touching on topics.
Because
you got me talking.
Well, we kind of done.
I was quiet on the last podcast.
We kind of done.
You got me talking. I like this.
We kind of done, but I just wanted to just put that out there. For you, is because if y'all did have that conversation, and he might even listen to it, he might just fuck.
Really,
he might tune you up.
Have a conversation.
You don't, but let's say you don't do it, right? You could possibly be okay when you get involved with somebody else. But they're not going to hear that, right? They're not going to want to hear about what you've been doing, what you did for him. Because they're going to be like, so what, you missed this nigga or something? Like, did y'all not talk about it? Like, what's the work? Because like now I can talk about what I've been through with my past, my ex and shit, but that's not me sounding to get closure. I definitely got closure, but I talk about it as to use as like a tool, and to show experiences to people that sit up and listen to when we're talking about certain things, versus looking at a past relationship that just happened, which it didn't, because I ain't been in a relationship in over a year, or 2 years. But I would never want to go into another relationship and, like I said, bring in bullshit, because you want that person to understand, say, hey, I'm coming to you with a clear mind, a level head, no baggage. My shit was checked. My bags are checked. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing.
That's how it was before I got with him.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying I was
Reset.
solo for like 4 years.
Reset.
And then I got into this 5-year relationship, and then he tell me 4 years in, oh, this is the reason why I felt like we should break up, because I was already having like trust issues because of the last relationship. And I'm like, you ain't dated this man in 5 years, so what's the issue?
No, there was no issue. That was just something he was doing.
The common
and the
denominator was that bitch right
there. The fact that you had to experience that, you know what I'm saying, and get dragged through all that after the time is definitely crazy. But I have faith in you. I know that you're going to be fine, and eventually when you find that moment, that whether y'all do talk or not, as to give each other some closure. He might even want closure, but I think you deserve it, in my personal opinion. That it should do. But
do you feel like the person that sorry about that, but do you feel like the person that does the breaking up with the other individual, do they deserve closure, or they should give that other person closure at least? I
think it's both. I think it's more so person to person initiate the breakup.
Okay.
So if I break up with somebody and somebody comes to me like, well, I just need closure. Okay.
Because sometimes you broke up with me, but I didn't necessarily break up with you.
It doesn't matter.
But that's how I felt.
You broke up with me when I ended the relationship.
I felt that in that.
You don't get to hold on.
Not going nowhere.
You don't get. Yeah. See, that's how that works. People tend to do that. It's like that. This isn't our relationship is not a democracy. We don't vote. We're not voting to see if this relationship is going to end. It's not a fucking marriage. We're not doing that. It's over, bitch. Bye. You know what I'm saying? We're done. Mm-hmm. Or this isn't going to work out. I think it's best if we just go our separate ways. That's not a suggestion. This is what's going to happen.
But what if you know for a fact that this person only is being like that hard ass because of their best friends? Or because of their single best friends at that.
That's not my problem. Because if they're going to let somebody else on the outside determine and dictate how the relationship is going to go, they need to be by themselves.
They don't deserve you in the first place.
Don't deserve it all.
Exactly.
No, go fuck.
That's where I'm at.
Go fuck your friends. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to today's episode of Rockafella Radio. I definitely appreciate Mr. Dre Dre coming on and being the special guest co-host today. I think Dexter was definitely going to appreciate it.
Yes, I enjoyed myself.
Yeah. We always do. We have a good time anyway. Be sure to, like I said before, go back and check out some of the previous episodes. You can watch it and listen to it on YouTube. You can listen to it on Spotify, and you can also listen to it on Apple Podcasts. I want to thank y'all again. And I do want to say one last thing. I know that I have been talking about the late night conversations with me and Kaya. We're going to do another episode. I spoke with her today because she was very like, oh, I'm sorry. Another episode is coming. We are going to do it. She said for sure next Wednesday. So I'm going to let y'all know that we're going to do late night conversations with Rock and Kaya. We're going to have a special guest. Katrina is going to come back and be on the show with us next Wednesday. Then, of course, Rockafella Radio. Next episode is going to be next Thursday. Oh, once again,
wait a minute before you end.
Boy,
I want to say your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Healing isn't pretending you weren't hurt. Healing is not letting that hurt control who you become.
Boy, did y'all? Okay. Did anybody send this man a memo?
I just want to tell
who gives the last
listeners
word, who gives the last word and the thing for the day on my show. Boy. Look, as a child,
we gotta love us.
Did he just interrupt me in my ending with this trying to give this word of this Mr. Rogers, Mr. T, He-Man, and the Masters of the Universe ending of the fucking episode? I'm gonna
You just gotta love it.
I'm a woosah on this motherfucker. Thanks everybody that's tuning in for today's episode. We appreciate y'all showing y'all continued love and support. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all those podcast channels I told you about. For those of you that can't see us, we are giving you
the deuces.